Here we are, and we are live again. I am so excited to talk about today's topic about the core. So before I begin, I want to give our disclosure, of course, what we are not. So this video, this podcast is with myself, Catherine Hood. I'm a certified health and lifestyle coach, and Jake Weeks. But this video is about core today. It is on our tips, our suggestions, our advice, experience as well, but it is based on our opinions, and we are not doctors, we're not licensed nutritionists or dietitians, so take our tips and suggestions, do your own research, throw out the rest, but definitely get involved in our conversation. Feel free to post your comments below. So let's begin to talk about the core. Jake, do you want to give us an introduction about yourself?
I'm Jake Weeks. I own fitandhappyclub.com. I'm a personal trainer here in Spokane. I have the best rates in Spokane. I do workout plans, do lots of things. So if you want to talk to me, get some information or hire me, I'd love that. Fitandhappyclub.com. Thanks.
Cool. All right. So why is core so important to me and near and dear to my heart? Well, I've had 2 back surgeries. 2 years ago was the last back surgery I had. Both of them were done in Seattle. Neurosurgeon, actually, Dr. Srinivasan. I've recommended her services to many of my clients and friends that have any sort of back injuries or pains. Now, both of my surgeries were an invasive lumbar discectomy. Both of them were from a bulge disc. I actually am thinking about sharing my most recent MRI photo in the group, Power Up Basics. So warning, you will be seeing that soon. Only because the month of September, I really, really want to focus on core strength. Core is something that I have a love-hate relationship with. The reason why I had to have both of my back surgeries wasn't a result of anything fun or exciting. I didn't jump out of a helicopter. I didn't get in a car accident. I didn't fall off of a horse. I wasn't in a vehicle racing, whatever. Nothing fun or exciting happened. Basically, it was a combination of a lot of things. I had 2 C-sections. I had a hernia repair. I also sat at a desk job, leaning over my desk, over a keyboard for 16 years. And pretty much that amounted to anywhere from 8 to 16 hours a day, hunched over a computer, which all these things just weakened my core. So just functioning, just walking around the house, sweeping and picking up a dustpan would caused me a lot of back pain. I don't know exactly what really, was the camel that broke the back or whatever, whatever the saying is, the straw that broke the camel's back, but it was just a result of all these things. And if I knew what I know today, 20 years ago, which is kind of what I want to try to inform everybody about in the month of September, I probably could have avoided having either of the back surgeries. So, 16 years sitting over a desk, my body was out of balance. My core was extremely weak. Lack of movement, lack of exercise, lack of core strength just led to the inevitable. I also was misdiagnosed for many months. I was diagnosed with piriformis syndrome and an array of different things. I saw, no exaggeration, probably 12 doctors up to the first surgery, which was about a year of severe pain. The end result was before surgery, because of course, insurance wants you to try everything. I was getting steroid shots. Those started in the beginning to last about 3 months, and in the end, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. So many doctors, bad diagnosis. Even one doctor told me, you need to journal about this. It's all about your feelings. But it wasn't. It was completely my back. Herniated disc. was really what the result was. Lots of physical therapy. Again, tried everything. Some doctors were quacks. I remember even one doctor, I walked in and I was in such severe pain. I was having major muscle spasms. And because of my low body weight, you could actually see my abs were concaved, if I could word it that way. So all across my abs were just sunken in a kind of a strange looking way. The doctor literally said, I've never seen this before. So what did I do? I walked out. I got back in my car and I went someplace else because that was just, I didn't want to see somebody that hadn't seen this before. So if you're going through any of this, oh my gosh, got to get your MRI done, get it to Dr. Srinivasan. She will do a phone consultation for free, give you a diagnosis, give you what her treatment suggestions are, completely free. If you need that information, please reach out to me. But I do believe that, again, if I knew what I know today, 20 years ago, had strengthened my core, kept it strong, I could have avoided surgery. Learning proper form was another big thing that I had no idea. I jumped into my health and fitness journey with a little bit of guidance. I had a personal trainer twice a week, but I also was powering through and doing my own workouts and really not focusing on my core every day, which I feel is extremely important. So like I said, the month of September, we are going to do a plank challenge. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put the link below in this video. But I really would love to hear from you, Jake. If I'm your client and I come to you and I say, you know what, I'm dealing with this low back pain, nothing severe, but just kind of mild back pain. And I have a sedentary job. I'm sitting at a desk, hunched over a keyboard. What would you do to work with me to build up my core?
So the basics for all those kinds of aches and pains are going to be stretching and strengthening, and of course, correct biomechanics. So first thing we want to do is treat the cause. So if you're moving or holding yourself in bad form, then we need to fix that first and foremost. And then after that, we got to stretch and strengthen everything. And it's hard to stretch and strengthen some of these muscles in your hips and your twisting muscles in your core here and in your back. There's so many bones and vertebrae and connective tissue, ligaments, tendons, and muscles and fascia, and that stuff can really be affected by the things that we said: a lack of strength, flexibility, and correct biomechanics. Back pain is something that afflicts a lot of people. And in most cases, it's not one acute injury where you were lifting a deadlift 500 pounds and your back just slipped. It's usually an accumulation of poor biomechanics in most people's cases. And what takes years to do can take years to undo. And it really takes being present in the moment and really holding and moving with the best grace that you can. That's where it really has to start. After that, you really need to systematically stretch and strengthen your core. And that doesn't mean just the abs, which is what most people like to think of when they think of their core workout.
Yeah,
it's an important part, but it's not even nearly as important as the other side, in my opinion. And I think the lower back is almost more important.
right.
And yet people work a fraction of the amount that they work the front, not to mention the sides or the twisting. One thing that I like to do a lot in my workouts is if I'm doing biceps, for instance, I'll alternate. So one arm's coming up, one arm's coming down. So I'm not doing one arm at a time. I'm still being efficient by working both arms in the same set, but I'm forcing these inner sort of twisting muscles. That's just a little thing you can do, but those muscles get neglected, the ones that take you from side to side. Another thing I like to do is encourage all my clients to stretch multiple times a day and just move their spine, which there's different cues to have a correct posture. You'll hear flat back or neutral spine. Now the spine is actually curved, so flat back is kind of a misnomer. But let's pretend it's straight for the purposes of this demonstration. And I like to, all my clients, and I like myself, although I don't do it as much as I should. It feels so good. I should do it first thing when I wake up before I go to bed. But take your spine, just bend forward, backwards, left, right, and twist each way. It's six basic movements, and you're moving your spine in the main planes of direction that way. That's just an easy thing you can do every day. These are just some basic things that I like to encourage all my clients to do, just good foundational things. What about you? Do you encourage specific activities? I know you have a plank challenge, and that's a really popular one.
So in my group challenge, or my group coaching program I have every month, Power Up Premium, we always have a core exercise that we work on throughout the month. It does focus on the transverse muscles, which are not the beautiful 6-pack or 8-pack that everybody's trying to achieve. They are the little hidden muscles on the inside that give, that really beautiful hourglass figure. But I also do focus on stress management because stress can settle in your upper or lower back depending on your own body. So stress management is another thing. Also, adequate amount of sleep, adequate amount of water. So there are aspects that, all of it's connected. Our whole body's connected, actually. So when you talk about in the morning, one of my physical therapists, one of the 20 or so that I've had over the years, she did focus with me on what to do first thing in the morning. I'm glad you brought that up. And she did talk about, flexing before you get out of bed and just, because when you are sleeping and you are laying down, your back, your spine kind of sometimes might need to get realigned, get those discs, ready for the day, because especially if you're standing all day. So yes, doing those stretches, not just your muscles, but also your spine, and just kind of twisting and moving and getting out of bed properly is really important. But yeah, so all these things, your back is kind of your core. So, I mean, I do believe that everything kind of starts from your feet and go up, but if your back is out of alignment, everything else is going to be out of alignment as well. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, if you're walking and running, it does start with the feet up, I think. But the spine, I think that's the best thing we've said in this whole thing, is that the spine is the core, not the ab muscles. You got to really think about where your spine is in space at all times, and think about treating it and not necessarily even the muscles around it, but move that spine, hold that spine in the right place, and then everything else will take care of itself. Yeah.
A good strong back, good strong core, not neglecting either one, but keeping them in balance, protecting your spine, having good form. I do believe that if you're starting out in your fitness journey, your lifestyle journey, whatever you want to call it, I do believe that it's important to hire professionals to aid in your journey. Get people that are educated, certified. So a personal trainer is ideal, especially if you're thinking about doing any kind of weightlifting or cardio training, and ideally both. So if I came to you brand new, wanting to start my journey, how often should we meet? Once a week?
Oh, it totally depends on the lifestyle of the person and what their needs are. I would recommend 12 times a week minimum, but most clients aren't up for that. So again, it's not even just something you do on an hourly basis, once or multiple times a week. It's something you really have to do at all times. The best thing you can do is truly hold yourself in the best position, move with the correct biomechanics and grace, and let those muscles sort of build as you do that. And then of course you can hit the weight room and really start to strengthen and hit heavy weights, but your body is working and doing lifting all day long. So make sure those muscles are getting strengthened in the right way and shaping themselves in the way that helps your spine be nice and erect, so that you're not an old man, hunched around, walking around.
Yeah, I was at the grocery store yesterday, and I'm like, waiting in line, and I knew it was going to be a while. So I'm sitting there doing some stretches and holds, and I'm taking advantage of this time.
It's the same thing. And people feel awkward. We're taught from the time we're young not to move and sit still in class, but kids should be doing this, loosening your spine, keeping it flexible.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and sitting at desk, like you had mentioned earlier, is just, they think sitting might be right up there with some of the other worst habits that people have, honestly.
Sitting is a new smoking. Absolutely. I believe that. I know on a road trip, I make systematic stops, and I get out and I stretch, bend over, I stretch my hamstrings, stretch my quads.
Good.
I have to. I mean, really, with all my back issues in the past, it doesn't mean I'm completely pain-free. I have good days, I have bad days. And if I'm sitting too long, I get numbness down my legs, and it just scares me. So I get up every 30 minutes, or, on a car trip, probably about every hour, get up and stretch, move my legs. Yeah, absolutely.
God, it must take you forever to get to places.
But it's okay. I don't mind. I really don't.
One thing I do that helps me a lot, actually, is I'll lay on my stomach and do a lot of my computer work, so that like my back is curved like this, because it's almost undoing all the time that we spend like this. And I just feel like it's got to be undone somehow. So I force myself to spend time in that opposite position. And it seems to have helped over the last couple of years.
And I observe people when I'm out and about, and everybody is like this. on their phone. And
Mhm.
to me, it makes me cringe. I know we're talking about the core, but I just think about their neck and I'm just like, oh, because I've experienced some neck issues in the past too. Nothing that needed surgery, but found myself with needing adjustments and getting some care from a chiropractor and physical therapy.
Yeah, see,
But
I
it
would
is,
qualify
yeah,
that as your core. Honestly, your neck, to me, it's like your spine, and that's really, a big part of it. It wouldn't get, considered by most people, I'd say, and it gets neglected. People don't like, I mean, some people do literally work their necks and put like weights on their head and stuff, but
I've seen videos where they use the cables and they're just like, oh,
yeah, I mean, the best thing you can do is just hold your head nice and upright
yeah.
and
Yeah.
not
And
sag it
stretches
all the
are
time.
good too. Stretches are good for your neck and
Got to stretch and strengthen both those two things, and do it systematically. So you're not just stretching one side of your neck because that's the side that feels better when you stretch it. You got to do both.
so how long can you hold a straight plank?
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I should try to find out, I suppose. Oh,
You're gonna join the challenge, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
will.
you are.
Maybe I'll do it on this medicine ball or this bouncy ball I'm sitting on too. Add a little fun.
We'll start if it's been a while since you've done a plank, I would hope that you start with
I've been
something.
doing some other ab stuff and things. It's not like I've just been sitting around.
True, true. But you can show off, do a video of you on a medicine ball, whatever. You'll be able to make it fancy. I'm sure
If
you
I
can.
really go for it, I'm gonna get a video on it because I'm only
Okay.
going to once.
You totally should. Don't fall
I'll
during.
try like a reverse plank and some other positions similar to actually
Yeah.
see what really.
Yeah, you should definitely get involved. I'd love to see you join the core challenge. I think it'll be great. It'll really level me up. I know that the last couple challenges that we've done, I did them for fun, not thinking that I would learn anything, but every single one I've learned something about myself. And the one with the steps or getting distance underneath your belt every day. Now I still get a mile or so every day because that's it was fun. I did like the accountability. I liked the push. Midday, I'd always kind of like check and see where I'm at and then go, okay, I need to go for another walk. Even if it's just around a couple blocks. But it was accountability and it was really a lot of fun. So the plank challenge, I think is perfect timing. It's probably my least favorite thing to work on, to be completely honest. So that's why in my Power Up premium group, my group coaching program, we have a core exercise every single month and we change it every single month. And it's more for me than, I don't know. It is for them too. I want to prevent them from having any back issues because believe me, back surgery is no fun, but it is also to keep me going, keep building on my core. So, but well, good. Anything else you want to add before we close out for today?
No, let's join Catherine's core challenge and treat your core kindly in the back and the sides and not just the abs. Okay.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah.
All right.
And where it is in space.
Yep. All right, Jake. Thank you so much for entertaining this topic and letting me ramble on today. And until next time, we're
Thanks,
out.
Catherine. All right. See ya.
Bye.